something deep down inside, telling me I need it, and I need it now.
What's up, everybody? This is Turn On Toronto, the show where we bring you face to face with the faces of the city. And today, my guest is Tej Sandhu, a music agent at Paquin Entertainment in Toronto. For those of us who don't know,
Sure.
What is the role of a music agent?
We handle the business for artists on anything that has to do with their live performance. So whether that's touring, festivals, corporate or special events, we're the ones that are responsible for handling all the fine details that you don't see.
Because I remember when we were in high school,
Yeah.
That's when you started playing around with beats, and little by little, when we got to college, you started getting into artist management, and I mean, here you are today.
At first it was kind of remix stuff. It was taking a Biggie Smalls song and making a new beat for around that song, and eventually it got a little bit more interesting. We were able to kind of put down some real work on real songs, start working with local artists, and that was really fun. What kind of led to the next step was I ended up meeting a lot of other people that were doing the same thing, but they were better than me. What I found about them, though, is that they had zero kind of business sense about what they actually wanted to accomplish with their music. And I didn't really set out to accomplish anything when I first started, but I at least knew, like, okay, like, sure, I can make a couple bucks off of working with some of these artists. That all taught me kind of what I needed to know to really grow that little business. And when I stopped, I didn't say I'm going to be an agent now. It was kind of a bit of a searching process. I just went out there and just decided to meet a lot of people, and I landed on my feet as an agent. It was a perfect fit. Just again, going back to my original goal of wanting to work with a diverse range of artists. As an agent, you're not really limited. You can put yourself in a box if you'd like, but for me, it's I saw no reason to do that.
I know how hard you worked to get a job when you came out of school. I know you went a couple flights around the place to go and meet people, just to network.
The networking happened in various ways, often through some of my old contacts when I was working in the industry myself, but a lot of strange things fell into place. It was just taking advantage of the situations. Like, I did have to pay to go out to Vancouver to take a bunch of meetings, but like in the end, it was absolutely worth it. It was an experience, and you have to create it yourself, and that's everyone in the music industry. That's their first piece of advice to anyone looking to get into it is create it yourself, because there's, again, like you said, there's no jobs.
Yeah.
There's no Workopolis postings for jobs at agencies and labels and everything. You're going to go into a company, you're going to kind of create your own job most of the times.
For those young bands and artists who haven't been discovered, so to speak, what does it take to get your attention, to get on the Paquin roster, or any roster for that matter? What do they need to do to stand out?
A lot of times there has to be someone talking about it other than themselves. It's when we get a call from someone that we trust on a band. That's what really piques our interest, whether it's a publicist that's just started working with a new band, an entertainment lawyer who's now drafting contracts for a new band, or a manager that we have relationships with already, or a label. It's hearing one of them vouch for this developing band that really puts them on our radar. It's finding a band that can connect with people, whether there's 5 people in the room, which for some of these developing bands, that's what's going to happen. If they find a way to connect with those 5 people, then that's a good thing. Their ability to produce a great show is the first thing you notice visually and aesthetically. But if you take a little bit of a look into the actual psychology of the show as well, that's it's always something you got to consider too. In terms of the shows, that it's the best part of my job. I'm a huge fan of live music. Seeing a live shows still puts a smile on my face, because there's some great things that you can see. Artists relishing a moment that they've been working towards for a while. And one of my favorite kind of experiences at a show is actually seeing the fans. If I'm close to the stage, I often like to just kind of turn around and see how people are enjoying the music, and see how people are reacting to what's happening on the stage too. So, that kind of comes back to my love of the shared experience, because it's an experience for the artist, but it's an experience for the fans.
You love this city.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what turns you on about Toronto?
Just the incredible diversity. Obviously, everyone knows the diversity of the people. That diversity actually comes into the music spectrum as well. There's a lot of different bands doing a lot of interesting things that are genre bending based on their experiences and their background and the influence, the diversity in the city as well. The creativity is top notch in Toronto, I believe. A lot of creative people in Toronto, and that's finally kind of coming out into the spotlight in a lot of places where it wasn't before.
Tej, it was an absolute pleasure.
Likewise.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
for sure.
joining me and helping me turn on Toronto.
Thanks.